All right, everybody, thanks for coming out. Some more folks still coming up. Let me tell you a little bit about the culinary idol of mine that you see before you. Cecilia Lopez is a Fort Worth native from right here in Tarrant County, but what Cecilia did, started working at the Fernandez Cafe. We all know the Fernandez Cafe when she was 13 years old. And before that, even as she put in her own bio, peering in the back of kitchens and restaurants all throughout Fort Worth. So she comes by this honestly. She's not some Johnny come lately to the food game. Has been to New York, has been to culinary school, experienced that cooking in New York that, for good, bad, or indifferent, really changes you and makes you a different, great chef. She's had that too, but she's brought it all back to Fort Worth and right here in the Metroplex where she is currently plying her trade. There's a whole lot more to this woman than you can imagine and than I'm going to tell you, but just suffice to say, she knows what she's doing, and we're awfully glad she's here and more glad that she's one of us from Fort Worth. Would you please welcome Chef Cecilia Lopez?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming and enjoying the Hot Sauce Festival. It's pretty exciting. I hope everybody got some good hot sauces. So they've gone ahead and measured out all my ingredients. I'm gonna do these really cool jalapeno chocolate chip cookies, and they get a little bit of red pepper flake in them as well. So they've really got like that bite on the back, but it balances really well with the sweet and the salty of the chocolate. And I always add a little bit extra salt to my cookie batter. I like a little bit saltier cookie. I'm not a very sweet person. I'm more of a savory person. So you're gonna wanna make sure you've got room temperature butter, and you'll just put both those into the mixer. And you're gonna turn on your mixer, maybe if it's on, there we go. And you'll cream this butter until it's nice and soft. And then we've got a cup of brown sugar, and we've got a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. And you want to really get that butter like really fluffy, really soft. And then I'll go ahead and add the sugars in. And this is dark brown sugar. I prefer a dark brown sugar. It's gonna have more of the molasses in it than regular casting sugar or even the lighter brown sugar. And so it's also gonna give like a sweeter depth to your cookie once you're finished with it. So just get that, keep going. And I like to add the jalapenos and the chili pepper at this stage, because the oils that are in the chili powder and in the pepper flake and the oils that are inside of the jalapeno itself, they're gonna be pulled out a lot better with just the fat. So I like to add that in there and let it all kind of keep going, so you get really that flavor of jalapeno throughout your whole bake. It's like more even. And then I've got a couple of eggs here. I like to crack my eggs into a bowl before I put them in here, just to make sure that you don't get any shells in your cookie batter, because that's never good. So I'm just gonna use this little cup, but you know, if you wanna crack yours into a bowl first, and then just add those in to your sugar and your butter. And then at this point, I recommend you take a spatula and scrape the sides down, because your sugar is going to be all up on the sides. Give your bowl a good scrape. Let that keep going. And I like to beat this until all the egg and all the sugar and the butter is like well incorporated, and it's kind of like one smooth, solid mass before I add any of my dry ingredients. And then what they've done here is, so this is just cassava flour, so these are gonna be gluten-free. Cassava flour is actually a type of like root vegetable. It's like a potato almost, but it is almost exactly the same as just regular AP flour. It's one of my favorite flours to work with if you're trying not to eat a bunch of gluten or you have friends and family that have allergies. And it acts basically the same. Like you really don't need anything. And I'm pretty sure that they've got my baking powder in this mix too. So I'll just add that in. Ooh. Add it in slowly so it doesn't get everywhere. There we go. I forgot the vanilla too. The vanilla you should add whenever you've got when you've got your sugar and your egg and your butter going. So yeah, just beat that until it comes together, and then you're gonna add your chocolate chips in. And I recommend just giving it one more scrape. And then you've got all your dough. And this freezes really well too, so if you wanted to just make like a few cookies and then put the rest in the freezer and save them for later, they bake from frozen really well. And you can make them pretty much any size. You're gonna bake them off at 350 and just cook them until they're, the temperature that you prefer. Some people like their cookies a little bit more done, and some people like them a little bit more doughy. So thank you guys so much. And I know we've got samples over here on the table if y'all would like to try. And if anybody's got any questions, please let me know.